Have you ever felt like you're just drowning in information at work?
Oh, constantly. It's emails, phones,
Yeah,
computers.
multiple phones even,
Yeah.
and computers, endless tabs,
Yeah.
right? And then just, for fun, a big pile of actual paper.
Exactly. It feels like the data just never stops. It's this constant flood.
It really is overwhelming, this modern workday paradox.
It's a feeling I think pretty much everyone recognizes. We've all stared at that overflowing inbox or messy desk and thought, how did I get here?
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Okay.
Our mission, really, is to pull out the best bits, the most practical insights from KJ McCorry's Organize Your Workday in No Time. It's a source from 2005, but the ideas are still so relevant.
Absolutely. Still trying to get control over the technology, information, our time.
Precisely. We want to help you get a handle on your workday.
And what's really interesting right off the bat is this idea the author puts forward. We all kind of hoped the technology age would, free us up.
Right. Less work.
Yeah, less work. In fact, there was a study, Franklin Covey in 98 found 58% of people felt tech gave them more time.
But McCorry offers a more sobering perspective on that.
Definitely. The argument is tech didn't really reduce our time. It just reallocated it.
And that reallocation often meant our workloads actually doubled or even tripled.
Which is wild. And this whole information overload thing, this data deluge, it's not exactly brand new either, is it?
No, not at all. If you look back, Theodore Roszak wrote The Cult of Information in 1986. And he estimated that one weekday edition of the New York Times had more information than someone in 17th century England saw in their entire life.
Wow. That really puts it into perspective, the sheer scale.
It makes you wonder how we cope. And it just kept accelerating. David Shank in Data Smog from 97.
Right, I remember that one.
He said the world's information was doubling every 24 months. And get this, more info generated in the 3 decades before his book than in the previous 5,000 years.
It's staggering. So, okay, what does this mean for you, the listener, day to day?
Well, the author's pretty clear. This constant pressure isn't just tiring. It can actually lead to burnout, depression, even physical sickness.
It's definitely not sustainable or healthy.
And the book points out, often we only make big changes when something serious forces us to, like a health crisis or, family issues.
Yeah, hitting rock bottom, basically.
Exactly. So the motivation here isn't just about being tidy. It's about asking yourself, what would you actually do with free time?
That's the real driver.
That desire to get your time back. That's the core reason to get organized before things get serious, to be proactive.
Okay, so understanding that backdrop, the sheer volume of data, how do we start to actually manage it?
Well, the source lays out 3 really simple foundational principles, and they apply everywhere: work, home, you name it.
Okay, what are they?
Consolidation, categorization, and creating a home.
Simple words, but I bet there's depth there. Consolidation first. What's the core idea?
It's about moving into one world of data. Basically, your information systems, paper, email, digital files, websites you track, they all need to speak the same language.
So they follow one master outline or structure.
Exactly. The problem is we tend to create separate systems, right? Paper files here, email folders there, maybe cloud storage somewhere else.
All with different ways of organizing them. Yeah, I see that. It gets messy fast.
Totally. So consolidation forces you to match them all up, one coherent system.
Okay, makes sense. Then categorization. What's the key here?
It has to be natural for you. How you think, how your brain works.
So not just some standard system someone else came up with.
Right. If you think in terms of projects, categorize by project. If clients are your main focus, use client names. Expenses maybe by month, maybe by type, like travel or supplies.
Whatever makes it easiest for you to remember where you put something.
Exactly. Your category should basically mirror how your brain already works.
Yeah.
That makes finding stuff effortless.
Which flows right into the third one, creating a home.
Yep. This is all about easy access and retrieval. If it's a pain to put something away, you just won't do it.
Like walking across the office, wrestling with a jammed file drawer.
Or even just clicking through like 5 folders on your computer to save one document.
Yeah, too much friction.
Exactly. The source gives this great example. If putting it in its proper home is hard, you'll just leave it on your desk.
Or gets buried under other stuff and lost.
Right. So the big insight here is pretty profound, actually. Sometimes it's easier to adjust your system to fit your existing habits.
Than to force yourself into totally new, difficult habits.
Exactly. Work with your tendencies where you can.
Okay, those are powerful foundations. So, applying this to the digital world where so much happens now, How do we conquer that electronic frontier?
Well, the dream of the paperless office is still kind of elusive, right?
Yeah, tell me about it.
But embracing electronic organization is crucial. And the source argues it's actually easier and less time-consuming than managing paper once you get set up.
Okay, I'm listening. So what's the first step to building an effective electronic filing cabinet? Getting over that hurdle of trusting digital.
First step, figure out where you're going to store stuff. If you're on a network at work, your IT department probably gives you server space.
Right, and that usually gets backed up regularly.
Like nightly, usually. That's often the best bet. But if you prefer using your local hard drive, like your C drive, maybe it feels faster or just, I don't know, more under your control, then the book really stresses. You need a personal backup plan. That becomes absolutely critical.
Good point. So once you know where, what's next?
Pick one master folder, like My Documents or something similar. Put your whole file structure inside that one folder.
Why is that so important?
It makes backing up way easier. And moving your files if you get a new computer. Simple. Then, for actually organizing, use that double-pane view in Windows Explorer or whatever a Mac uses.
Ah, so you can easily drag and drop files into folders?
Exactly. The key takeaway is centralize your digital world in one main folder. Simplifies everything. Backup, management, finding stuff.
Okay, master folder established. How do we structure things inside it effectively? Subcategories.
Yeah, think about broad categories first. The source suggests things like administration, clients, financial, marketing, personal projects.
Pretty standard business functions.
Right. And then within those, you create more specific subfolders. Oh, and a neat tip from the source, create a folder called something like temporary or one temporary.
With the underscore and number?
Yeah, so it sits right at the top of your folder list.
Okay.
Makes it super easy to find. Use that for temporary downloads, stuff you only need briefly.
Ah, clever. Keeps the main folders cleaner. What about file names? That always trips people up.
Oh, hugely important. Develop standard naming conventions, like always add the date, maybe YYMMDD format, or add version numbers like V1, V2.
So you can easily search and know what's what and purge old versions.
Exactly. It makes finding that specific file months later so much less painful. No more playing Where's Waldo with your documents.
Yeah. Okay, so we're organizing, naming things well, but what about all the old stuff? Archiving. Digital clutter builds up too.
For sure. If you have a lot of old data, like over 5 gigabytes, the source suggests maybe a separate computer or external hard drive just for archives.
Dedicated storage for historical stuff.
Yeah. And for really big files, like graphics or video, remember this 2005 they suggested removable media like DVDs, CDs, zip disks.
Okay, the media's changed, maybe cloud storage or flash drives now, but the principle holds: offload large, infrequently used files.
Exactly. Keep your main system lean. Now, for finding stuff day to day, just use the search function. Search by file name, date, even text inside the file.
Pretty standard stuff, and purging, getting rid of the junk.
Be proactive. Use that temporary folder we talked about for short-term stuff and clear it out regularly. Don't let it become a dumping ground.
Right, stay on top of it.
And one really crucial warning from the source: never, ever rename or move system files, like things in program files or the Windows folder.
Oh, yeah, don't mess with those. You can break things badly.
Right. Just stick to organizing your documents in your master folder.
Okay, solid advice for files. Now, the beast. Email.
Ah, yes. The source calls it one of the biggest time consumers, which feels about right.
Understatement of the century, maybe. So setting time limits. Like checking only 3 times a day? Sounds great. But how do you stick to that, especially with urgent stuff popping up?
It takes discipline, for sure. The recommendation is clear boundaries.
Yeah.
Maybe check morning, midday, late afternoon, max. But the deeper point is you need to question that habit of checking first thing. Is that really your best, most focused time? Or are you just reacting?
Good question. Maybe that time is better for deep work.
Exactly. The core idea is you control the email, don't let it control you. Decide when you engage.
I like that. Then there are the 3 R's: read, respond, remove.
Yep. The goal is an empty inbox. Act on messages immediately. Read it, respond if needed, then file it or delete it. Remove it from the inbox.
So the benefit isn't just a clean screen, it's less mental clutter.
Precisely. It's about reclaiming your focus. You're clearing out that cognitive load of unfinished business sitting there staring at you. Done means done.
Makes sense. What about writing emails effectively?
Good point. If the topic of an email chain changes, change the subject line. Makes finding it again way easier.
Oh, that's a good one. I hate digging through long threads with irrelevant subjects.
Me too. And always set up an automatic email signature. Full contact info saves time, looks professional, simple.
Essential. And managing the inbox itself, filters and folders.
Absolutely. Use filters or rules to sort incoming mail automatically if you can. And crucially, create email folders and subfolders that mirror your main electronic file structure.
Ah, back to that one world of data, consistency across systems.
Exactly. It makes filing emails feel seamless, part of the same overall organization.
What about attachments? They can be tricky.
Key point. Attachments usually aren't saved in the email file. They often go to some temporary internet file folder. You have to save them separately into your main file system.
Right. Don't assume saving the email saves the attachment where you want it.
Got it. And old emails. Archiving. Yep. Use built-in features if your software has them, like Outlook's Auto Archive. Or do it manually, maybe create archive folders by year.
How long should you keep them?
The recommendation back then was at least 6 months. Might depend on your industry regs now, of course.
True. And finally,
Don't print emails if you can possibly avoid it. It just creates paper clutter and defeats the purpose of digital organization. More work for you later.
good reminder. Okay, files and email handled. But what about managing the actual work? Daily tasks, bigger projects.
This is where the source talks about PIMs and CMs, personal information managers, and contact managers.
Okay, terms like Outlook, ACT, Goldmine come to mind from the source. What's the key difference or value proposition?
Well, CMs like ACT often center everything around a contact.
Mm-hmm.
PMs like Outlook are maybe broader, tracking personal info too, but both go way beyond just names and addresses.
Right, they let you track notes, conversation history, link appointments.
Exactly. And then CRM, customer relationship management, is the next level up, usually for bigger sales teams. But the core insight, relevant even today with modern tools, is using integrated software. Create one digital hub for all your contacts, commitments, history.
Makes sense. So you can categorize contacts in these tools, like clients active or vendors.
Yep. And here's a fantastic tip. Use the notes or comment field in your calendar appointments to jot down meeting details.
Ah, instead of random sticky notes, so the
Right.
notes are linked right to the meeting entry.
Exactly. No more, wait, what did we decide in that meeting last Tuesday? It's right there in your calendar. Game changer.
That is good. And this applies to tracking tasks, too.
Yeah, you can categorize tasks and projects within these systems. Maybe tag them Project Alpha or Business Development. The source specifically mentions tracking initiatives and development tasks,
Those big, important goals that don't have a hard deadline.
the ones that are super easy to procrastinate on. Categorizing them keeps them visible. The insight is give every task, even the big fuzzy ones, a clear home so they don't get lost.
Keeps them on the radar. Okay, what about being mobile? The source talks about PDAs.
Right. Handheld devices, think Palm Pilots, Pocket PCs, early Blackberries. The specific tech is dated, obviously.
Yeah, ancient history.
Pretty much. But the principles are timeless, whether you use an iPhone, Android, whatever. It's about having your key info calendar, contacts, tasks, email, portable.
So what factors were important then and probably still are now?
Battery life, definitely. Internet and email access. And a great specific tip. Look for that. Leave a copy of messages on your server option when setting up email sync.
Ah, so your email stays consistent across your phone and computer. It doesn't just disappear from the server when your phone downloads it.
Exactly. Crucial for keeping things synced. Also, document sync capabilities and how easy it is to sync wireless versus plugging into a cradle. Seamless sync is key for mobile productivity.
Makes sense. But it's not all digital, right? The source acknowledges paper planners still have a place.
Totally. They're great if you don't track huge amounts of data, don't have tons of contacts, do repetitive tasks, or just like writing things down.
But tactile feeling, yeah. Some people remember things better when they write them.
For sure. If you go paper, choose loosely for flexibility. Pick a size and page layout that works. And the key is keep it with you. Write stuff down instantly.
Don't let things fall through the cracks.
Right. And you can even integrate paper and digital by printing out your electronic calendar sometimes. Best of both worlds.
Nice. Any quick tips for using paper calendars effectively?
Yeah, use codes like PSL for personal, TNT for tentative appointments, R for recurring, BD for birthdays.
Quick visual cues.
Exactly. Or include family names like Sally Piano Lesson helps you scan your day super fast.
Simple, but effective. Okay, let's shift gears to bigger things. Managing projects and making meetings less painful.
Yes, because you can be personally organized, but if your projects are chaotic or meetings are black holes for time, you're sunk.
So true. What's the absolute first thing the source says about managing projects effectively before you even start coding or writing or whatever?
Define the objective and purpose. What are we actually trying to achieve here? It sounds obvious, but it's so often skipped.
And skipping it leads to delays, confusion, maybe even total failure.
Absolutely. A good project plan needs action steps, time estimates, due dates, budget, who's responsible, and a place for notes. The core idea. Know your destination and have a map before you start the journey.
Non-negotiable. What about finishing projects? Any common pitfalls?
Forgetting the wrap-up tasks. These get missed all the time. Writing the final report, sending thank yous, processing invoices, maybe user training, and importantly, lessons learned.
Ah, the project post-mortem so you don't make the same mistakes next time.
Exactly. Build those into the plan from the start.
How do you actually create the plan? What tools?
The source suggests simple spreadsheets, like Excel. It even shows an example. Or dedicated software like Microsoft Project, Fast Track Schedule, even Paperworks, if that's your style.
The tool is less important than the discipline of planning.
Precisely. Then, for implementation, review the plan weekly. Put the action items into your daily calendar or task list.
Keep it active, not just a document sitting somewhere.
Right. And break down big tasks. Anything over, say, 2-4 hours, break it into smaller chunks. Makes it less daunting.
Good tip. What about managing the people involved?
Communication is key. Consistent follow-up from the project manager is crucial for accountability. And delegation.
Ah, delegation. Tricky to get right.
The source gives clear guidelines. Review the objective with the person, set clear deadlines, give clear instructions and any needed resources, and agree on how you'll follow up.
So clarity and trust. Empowering them, but still keeping track.
Exactly. It's about setting them up for success. And finally, documentation. Keep project files organized.
Parallel systems again. Paper, electronic, email.
Yep, mirroring that structure.
Yeah.
For paper, maybe 3 ring binders for stuff you carry around, or those desktop file boxes for easy access.
Got it. Okay, let's tackle meetings. How to make them productive, not soul-crushing.
It all starts with planning. No surprise there.
Yeah.
An agenda is essential. Meeting name, date, location, time, who's attending, and mark drafts clearly.
So everyone knows what version they're looking at.
And a great practical tip for today. Use electronic calendar invites, like in Outlook. You can attach the agenda and any pre-reading right to the invite.
Oh yeah, that's super helpful. It automatically adds it to everyone's calendar, documents attached, saves so much hassle.
Big time saver. Then, during the meeting, roles are crucial for structure.
Like having a designated leader or facilitator.
Yep, someone to guide the discussion, make sure everyone participates, then a timekeeper essential. Someone needs to watch the clock.
Keep things on track. And a note taker.
Absolutely critical. They capture key points, decisions, and action items. And here's the key. The note taker should ask for clarification during the meeting if something's unclear.
Don't wait until later when everyone's forgotten the context. Good point.
And they need to distribute the notes promptly, like within a week. Save them electronically with a standard NAID. Date first is good, like YYMMDD staff meeting notes.
So the insight is clear roles turn messy discussions into focused decision-making.
Exactly. And as a participant, your job is simple. Read the agenda beforehand. Come prepared. Review any attachments. Don't walk in cold.
Basic meeting etiquette, really. What about actually taking notes?
If you prefer handwriting, the source suggests spiral notebooks are better than legal pads.
Why is that?
Pages stay together. You can date each page, maybe even keep one notebook per recurring meeting, like the weekly staff meeting. Keeps things organized chronologically.
Makes sense. Okay, last big area. Managing all that miscellaneous daily stuff. Random notes, phone calls, web links.
Yeah, the little things that can slip through the cracks but still matter. Capturing verbal notes, sticky notes, scraps of paper. Having a system for that.
What about saving stuff from the internet? We find interesting articles all the time.
Avoid printing long web pages if you can. Save as a PDF or copy the text. Use the keep text-only paste option in Word into a document.
Removes all the weird formatting and ads. Good tip.
And remember your browser history. If you can't find that site again, check your history.
All right. What about the computer desktop itself? It often becomes a dumping ground.
Big no-no according to the source. Only use shortcuts on your desktop shortcuts to programs you use often. Or maybe one current working document.
Not the original files themselves.
Never. Why? 2 reasons. 1, desktop files often don't get backed up by IT if you're on a network. They usually only back up server drives.
Oh, that's a huge risk.
Huge.
Yeah.
And 2, it fragments your data. Your original files should live within your organized master folder structure. Keep the desktop clean. It's a launch pad, not long-term storage. Remember, deleting a shortcut doesn't delete the file.
Good distinction. Okay, backup is critical then, especially for local drives.
The source calls data loss a nightmare. And it is. Assume IT only backs up shared drives, your personal C or D drive. That's on you.
So multiple backups are recommended.
Yes. For quick restoration, if something goes wrong, focus on your unrecoverable data documents, spreadsheets, databases you created. That's the priority.
Store backups offsite if possible.
Ideally, yeah. And if you travel, sync your laptop and any handheld devices before you leave. Don't risk losing work done on the road.
Sound advice. What about tracking phone calls and messages efficiently? Avoiding those lost sticky notes.
Several options. Use a dedicated spiral notebook, dated. Use Pages in your paper planner. Keep a running Word doc, newest message at the top.
Or use your PIMCM software again.
Yeah, create a calendar entry for the call and use the notes field. Or even just send yourself an email summarizing the call. Use the subject line to say who called about what. There was even specialized software mentioned, like while you were out.
Lots of ways to avoid losing that info. And making calls themselves more efficient. Less phone tag.
Try calling during peak times when people are likely in. First thing, right after lunch, last couple hours of the day.
Increases your chances of catching them.
Right. If you do get into phone tag, suggest a specific time to connect a telephone appointment.
Okay. And avoiding calls that drag on forever.
Little psychological tricks, maybe. Instead of, how are you? Try, I hope you are well, establishes a slightly more formal tone.
Interesting.
Or be upfront. I've only got about 10 minutes before my next meeting, but I wanted to quickly discuss X. Write down your points beforehand. You can even use a timer if you're really serious.
Setting a timer on yourself, that takes commitment.
It does, but it shows you value your time. Wow, okay. We have covered a ton of ground from KG McCorry's Organize Your Workday in No Time.
We really have so many practical strategies.
And I think the biggest takeaway, really, is that there's no single right way to do this.
Exactly. Your habits, your job, your specific situation, they all mean you need a unique system. What works for me might not work for you.
This deep dive just gave you a whole toolbox, a bunch of options and approaches to choose from.
That's right. So the next step for you, the listener, is to think about your biggest time wasters, your biggest organizational headaches.
Identify those pain points.
And then customize your own plan using some of these ideas. Pick and choose what resonates. But remember, making changes takes time and commitment.
It won't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself.
Definitely.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought for you to mull over. If you actually do this, if you proactively take control of your time and your information, how might that change things beyond just saving a few minutes here and there?
Good question. More than just efficiency.
Yeah. How could it fundamentally reshape your workday? Could it open up space for more creativity, deeper focus, or maybe it lets you finally pursue those things you said you'd do with that free time we talked about at the beginning?
Something to think about. What possibilities open up when you're not just reacting, but actually in control?